Welcome. Today on the deep dive, we're tackling something I know a lot about firsthand, making sure a Microsoft Dynamics 365 implementation actually works. As a project manager here at SEEBURGER, we're a global company focused on business integration. I've definitely seen what separates the projects that really fly from the ones that, well, stumble. You're likely familiar with Dynamics 365. It's that big cloud platform, right? Connecting sales, service, supply chain, finance, all that. It promises agility, efficiency. Sounds great. But the real trick, and sometimes the real challenge, is getting it to play nicely with everything you already have, your existing systems, your partners, just the way you do things. So our goal today, to really unpack the key things you need to consider, not just the tech stuff, but the whole picture. We want to ensure a smooth transition and, a really powerful connected future for your organization with D365. Think of this as your shortcut to the critical success factors.
Okay, let's dive in. From our perspective here at SEEBURGER, something that's absolutely fundamental is that integration. It isn't just some optional extra for Dynamics 365. It's completely non-negotiable for success. Seriously.
Exactly. I mean, Dynamics 365 is modular, isn't it? You pick the apps you need, sales, customer service, finance, whatever. So right off the bat, those modules need to talk to each other. But like you said, it goes way beyond just the internal stuff, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And that's precisely where, SEEBURGER's deep expertise in seamless connectivity becomes so crucial. A truly successful D365 implementation needs robust integration. It just does. Think about the reality for most companies. Their IT setup isn't a blank slate. Usually it's this complex web built up over time.
Right.
You've got interconnected legacy systems, various third-party apps, maybe Salesforce, SAP, maybe Personio for HR, and really importantly, those existing links to business partners.
Right. You can't just start fresh. There are all these established digital pathways that are vital for just keeping the business running day to day.
Precisely. So when you move to Dynamics 365, you have to reestablish all those critical connections, and you have to do it without causing major disruptions. Plus, the IT world never sits still, does it? It's always changing. So your integration strategy can't just be for today. It needs to be adaptable, future-proof.
Okay, so if we're talking about integrating Dynamics 365, what are the main areas people listening should really be focusing on?
Well, based on our experience at SEEBURGER, we consistently see 4 key areas needing real attention. First up is integrating third-party systems. Like we touched on, lots of vital systems run separately from D365, but need to be connected. Think CRM, HR, e-commerce, maybe other ERPs or finance software.
And the challenge there is often that they just don't speak the same language, digitally speaking. Is that the main issue?
That's a big part of it, yeah. You often find there aren't common standards or systems have their own proprietary ways of talking.
Yeah.
That can really complicate things. Sometimes it even needs custom work just to get data flowing.
Okay, that makes sense. The second area you mentioned was B2B integration. So that's connecting with the outside world suppliers, customers, right?
Exactly. Getting those connections with suppliers, customers, service providers working smoothly is absolutely essential. And it's more than just swapping data files. It's about aligning systems and processes across different companies. This is where a central integration platform, like our SEEBURGER Bees, can really help simplify managing all those different B2B interfaces.
Because you're dealing with so many different players, and they all have their own tech setups and rules.
Yeah, the challenges are significant. You've got loads of partners, constantly changing standards, different requirements from everyone, and really critical business processes often depend entirely on these B2B links being stable.
Then number 3 is cloud integration. Since D365 is cloud-based itself, this sounds pretty fundamental.
It really is. While D365 is in the cloud, many organizations have hybrid setups, cloud and on-premise systems, or even multi-cloud, using Azure, AWS, GCP, you name it. Good integration ensures everything works together no matter where it lives. Key things to think about are managing data flows between clouds and keeping cloud data secure.
And the last one was native Microsoft integration, how D365 works with other Microsoft tools.
Correct. Things like Power Automate, Power BI, Dataverse, D365 does integrate with them. And while that's helpful, compatibility isn't always automatic, especially if you have custom needs. Plus, licensing costs for those extra services can add up, and you really need to watch data consistency across all those Microsoft platforms. It takes planning.
Right. So we've established why integration is critical in the key areas. What about the actual hurdles? What specific problems do organizations often run into with D365 integration?
We see a few recurring challenges at SEEBURGER. A big one is the lack of ready-made B2B standards within Dynamics 365 itself. Microsoft gives you flexible APIs like REST, SOAP, OData, which are great connectors for many things. but they don't inherently support specific B2B standards like AS2, AS4, or SFTP that many businesses rely on. This often means you need a separate, specialized integration solution just for that.
So those flexible APIs, while powerful, don't just magically solve every integration need out of the box.
That's right. They offer a lot of flexibility, yeah, but connecting to older legacy systems, that often needs more specialized tools and know-how than standard APIs provide. Another thing to watch is OData. It's powerful for data access, but you have to be careful. It can expose more data than you intend if security isn't locked down tight. You need really controlled access. And sometimes performance can be an issue with complex OData requests. It's like a powerful tool you need to handle very carefully.
Okay. And what about Microsoft's own integration tools like BizTalk or Logic Apps?
Good question. BizTalk has been a solid choice for complex on-premise integrations for a long time. But, and this is important, Microsoft's focus now is heavily on the cloud. BizTalk is heading towards the end of its mainstream support. So companies really need to think if it fits their long-term plan, especially for tricky or older integrations. Logic Apps is their cloud integration service, a key part of their current strategy. But even then, for really complex B2B stuff or deep legacy integration, some organizations might still find it has limitations.
Sounds like picking the right implementation partner is also incredibly important then.
Absolutely critical. Finding a partner with deep integration expertise, not just someone who knows how to customize D365 screens, can make a huge difference. Many partners focus on the application itself, but that underlying integration plumbing is just as vital for long-term success. Oh, and one last thing, the marketplace plugins. While there are lots available, the quality and long-term support for those third-party add-ons can really vary. You need to be careful there too.
So, given all those potential roadblocks, what's the real value of using an independent integration solution like the SEEBURGER Bees platform?
Okay, so an independent platform basically acts as that dedicated digital bridge. It connects D365 securely and scalably to everything else. The advantages are pretty clear. It cuts down complexity by being a central hub. It makes system transitions smoother because you can test integrations alongside your old systems. It gives you a really adaptable way to integrate adding or swapping systems without huge reengineering. Plus, you get central monitoring for visibility, and the platforms themselves are built to be flexible and scalable, often with pre-built modules ready to go.
And these pre-built modules you mentioned, how do they actually speed things up for a D365 implementation?
They can be a real game changer for deployment speed. Look, migrating systems while keeping data flowing is complex. It takes time, resources. Building custom integrations is costly and needs ongoing maintenance. Pre-built modules and connectors designed specifically for D365. They streamline all that massively. It's a fast, secure way to integrate without needing tons of custom code or bespoke interfaces. These standardized adapters make connecting different systems and processes much, much easier. Ultimately, you save time, cut project costs, and get more flexibility and scalability down the line.
And I know SEEBURGER has a pretty big library of these connections, right?
We do, yeah. We offer a library with over 20,000 pre-built mappings and partner connections that can dramatically simplify onboarding new partners or connecting to various systems. These modules are also designed to handle tricky third-party integrations, manage those demanding B2B requirements, they're flexible with different protocols and formats, and ensure smooth connections, whether you're hybrid, multi-cloud, or on-premise. They also make maintenance easier and assure things can scale as your business grows.
You also mentioned visibility and control being important. How does an integration platform help with that, especially during and after the migration?
In complex setups with data flying around in real time, especially during that critical migration phase, when maybe both old and new systems are running, central monitoring is just essential. It gives your IT teams the visibility they need. Simple as that. It means you can spot errors immediately, get detailed reports on how things are flowing, and dive deep into analyzing any problems that pop up. That ensures the stability and reliability of your D365 environment long-term.
Makes total sense. Now, I've heard the term citizen integration thrown around. How does that fit into the D365 picture?
Right, citizen integration. It's basically about empowering business users, the people who really understand the business processes but aren't coders, to build and automate integrations themselves. They use intuitive, user-friendly tools. Integration platforms that offer these accessible workflows make it possible. It takes some load off the IT department, which is often stretched thin. Platforms like our SEEBURGER BAS provide these kinds of interfaces. Business users can design data flows, connect systems, tweak workflows, all pretty independently. It can really speed up integration projects. Imagine a sales ops manager setting up a flow to pull leads from marketing into D365 without needing IT's help. That's the idea.
Okay, but even with those tools, managing all this integration stuff can still feel like a big job for some companies. What about managed services as an option?
That's definitely an option, and a compelling one for many. If you prefer to offload the whole integration headache, fully managed services are the way to go. Essentially, you hand over the operations, maintenance, configuration, monitoring, even onboarding new partners to an experienced external provider like SEEBURGER. The benefits? Well, your internal IT team gets freed up for other strategic work. Costs become more predictable thanks to service agreements. You get high operational reliability, things 24/7 monitoring, automated updates. And importantly, you ensure compliance with things like GDPR and get robust data protection because the provider adheres to strict standards like ISO 27001.
So we've dug into a lot of the technical side, but as the guide we're referencing points out, there are also really critical non-technical things that are just as essential for D365 success.
Absolutely. Tech is only one part of it. Change management is huge. You can't underestimate it. Moving to D365 often means big shifts in how people work, their daily processes, maybe even their roles. So you need a structured plan. That means engaging stakeholders early and often, communicating clearly and transparently about what's happening and why, providing good training so people feel comfortable, and having strong leadership backing the project from the very top. Honestly, ignoring the people side. That's a recipe for failure no matter how good the tech is.
And then there's governance, compliance, and keeping data clean. Crucial stuff.
Exactly. Clear governance structures and ongoing compliance are vital for the long-term health of your D365 system. You need solid IT governance policies that align tech with business goals and manage risks. You absolutely have to prioritize compliance, GDPR, industry rules, whatever applies, making sure things like access controls and encryption are properly handled. And data quality. Fundamentally important. Consistent validation, standardization, cleaning up messy data. It's essential for efficient processes and getting reliable insights from your new system.
So, wrapping things up from this deep dive, it's clear that a successful Microsoft Dynamics 365 implementation isn't just about installing software, is it? It's really deeply tied to having a smart, solid integration strategy, connecting your existing systems, getting data flowing smoothly with partners, even enabling your own business users. Taking that holistic approach, like we champion here at SEEBURGER, is just paramount. And remember, the SEEBURGER Beast platform is built to be that central nervous system for your integrations. Flexible, secure, scalable across cloud, on-premise, partner systems, all of it. Our pre-built modules, the monitoring tools, even the managed services option, it's all geared towards making your Dynamics 365 journey smoother and ultimately delivering real value. Think Wix for integration with pre-built modules, not months of custom coding. Here's something to think about. Your Dynamics 365 project isn't just about tech. It's a real opportunity to connect your entire business ecosystem in a way that drives agility and opens up completely new possibilities. Seriously, what new efficiencies or innovations could you achieve if all your data and processes just flowed seamlessly together? That's the real power of a well-integrated Dynamics 365, and, well, that's what we at SEEBURGER help you unlock. If you are looking at Dynamics 365 or maybe trying to improve the integrations you already have, we definitely encourage you to learn more about SEEBURGER solutions. Check out our website. You can find our comprehensive guide there on Microsoft Dynamics 365 migration and integration. We're here to help you take that deep dive successfully